Hey, hello again. I'm just checking in. So I'm checking in with the King Salmon sweater, and this is how much I've gotten done so far. Finally got a sleeve done, which is super exciting. So yeah, this is a huge milestone. Don't remember the last time I checked in. I think it might have been after I did the ribbing for the bottom. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, I did obviously finish the torso, and then I did one of the sleeves, and then I did wind up weaving my ends in before doing the next sleeve. So I just put the stitches on my needles for starting the next sleeve, which is really exciting. I always like to weave in my ends like in between the sleeves because it kind of gives me something else to do that's not just Sleeve Island forever. And it also is like really satisfying because then basically it's all finished besides whatever happens after the second sleeve. So to me, that's way better than like finishing both sleeves, spending a long time on Sleeve Island, and then you have to weave in a billion ends. So yeah, obviously I haven't blocked it yet, so it's like really wrinkly, and this is something that I'm kind of concerned about, I'm not gonna lie, because I've never done stranded color work before, and this is just like acrylic superwash stuff. So I'm gonna try this on for you guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, so forgive me, I'm not fully in the frame. So here's where we're at right now. It is obviously, like I said, it's wrinkly, like it's puckering here because it's not as sucked in during the, as the color work portion. But I know that, something controversial, I never block anything. I think I've only blocked literally one item, and that's it. The entire time I've ever been knitting. And then I'm somebody who needs to wash and go. I don't really have the patience nor the time to hand wash items and lay them flat to dry. Yeah, this is where we're at. I like it. I specifically made it more of a cropped length and hoping that it'll grow like maybe an additional 1/2 inch. So that, I'm usually somebody who wears like mid-rise to high-rise jeans. So I wanted to hit like right where you can just see a belt, which would be my perfect length. But that being said, the sleeve is like perfect length right now. So if the sleeve winds up growing, I think what I'll do is I'll just permanently cuff this. So hopefully it stays at a good length for me. But yeah, I'm less concerned about the wonky like armhole depth. Like this is comfy to me. This is a good, like this doesn't bother me in here, this extra fabric. It's just the design of how the sweater is. So the only thing I will say, the modifications I made, first of all, the sleeve length. The pattern itself, I was a bit confused because if I'm following the pattern to a T, it tells me to make the sleeve like way longer than what I did. So as you can kind of see, I wound up first starting, maybe you can pick it out. It might be hard to see, but you could see where I did the decrease rows. Well, I got to like here, and then I was like, oh shit, it's like really long on me because I tried it on at this point, and I was like, I need to wind down the sleeve really fast. So I started doing decrease rows with half the length in between, and then I just stopped and did my ribbing. So obviously I'll try to mimic it on the other arm, but that is something. I'm not sure if it's consistent from size to size within the King Salmon pattern, or if I'm the only one with this issue, but as it is, I made the arms 2 stitches smaller from the get-go because what I did, I am somebody who hates underarm gaps, like the holes that usually come with underarms. Usually there's 2 holes, obviously, when you join, and then you keep on going, whatever. What I do generally is add like 2 extra stitches, and then I decrease 4 times on the first go around. I don't mean to be like feeling my armpit, but it's just like I'm trying to, help you visualize. So I wound up decreasing 4 stitches, and then like accidentally my stitch count was a little off, but I'm like, it really doesn't matter. So I actually have 2 less stitches starting out than what the pattern calls for, and it's still, I think, all in all, I'm not sure if that's confusing or not. All in all, I made the sleeve length shorter and I did the decreases a little bit more rapid, so you could kind of see, I don't know if I'm at the right angle, you can kind of see where the sleeve itself goes just a little bit and then it straightens out for the cuff. So, but I mean, I'm happy with the sleeve shape. I think it looks cute. I think it's good. I'm happy with it. So yeah, this is where we're at. Just like a progress update on the salmon sweater. Yeah, let me take this off. I'll be right back. Okay, so anyway, so this is a progress check on the King Salmon sweater and right before the second sleeve. So I will check in when I have, I'll probably check in when I have the second sleeve done. And then that's probably where I'll call it and do final thoughts and the reveal of the finished object. But right now, I'm still loving the pattern. A bit confused how somebody's arm length could be way longer, but maybe it's just that I don't meet gauge as well as I thought I did. I just kind of, I never actually gauge swatch either. This makes me seem like such an irresponsible knitter, to be honest. I never block anything. I never gauge swatch. I buy cheap yarn. But yeah, it also could be very well that I just don't meet gauge and I don't know any better. Like, I'm none the wiser. Let me know also if somebody else has the same questions or struggles that I did, because I didn't really see, granted, this pattern's kind of new, so maybe it's just that not many people have knit it yet, but I didn't really see anybody else talking about it, so let me know. I started out knitting this pattern with no modifications in mind, and it just keeps on getting progressively more and more modified, so it's not anything super complicated, but it's just, that's the joy of knitting, is that you can tailor it directly to your body shape. So yeah, this is where I'm at right now, and I'll check in when I'm done with the other sleeve.